All right. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Just 6 days to go until the U.S. government runs out of money if a continuing resolution is not approved. Government could shut down. But just a new House bill passed on Friday in the House will avoid a default and give government the funds it needs to keep running. The catch? It defunds Obamacare. But if the U.S. Senate won't go along, how far are House Republicans willing to push? Joining us right now, the lawmaker behind the bill, Georgia Congressman, a Republican, Tom Graves. Tom, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be with you. And it's not just 6 days from the shutdown. That's sort of the wrong characterization. It's 6 days to America has to submit to Obamacare. That's what the focus should be on this week. And, you're right. We sent a bill to the Senate that accomplishes our objectives, and that's keeping the government open while protecting our constituents from Obamacare. And it really comes down to a handful of Democrat senators who are going to be making the most important vote of their political career. And they will be looking back at this vote, and they will determine whether or not they are a U.S. senator, I imagine, as a result of this vote. And you take, for example, North Carolina, Kay Hagan,
sure,
or Mark Pryor in Arkansas.
And we've got a
Mary
graphic
Landrieu.
of these people who you're talking about. There we have it. Go ahead, sir.
Right, and Miss Landrieu in Louisiana, or Mark Begich in Alaska. I mean, these are red state Democrats who have to be hearing the same concerns or pain or hurt from their constituents that we have heard in our districts. And so it's my hope that they will listen to their constituents and escape the clutch of Harry Reid as he's trying to tell them what to do right now.
Okay. And since you're talking about the Senate, because that's where your bill is right now, it passed the House. Now it's in Harry Reid's court. Of course, now almost famously, Ted Cruz, who is part of your party, essentially is saying he's going to filibuster your bill, even though he supports it, just so that Harry Reid can't do a procedural thing so that eventually they'll strip your provision that defunds Obamacare from it. What do you think of what Mr. Cruz is doing?
Well, no, the one thing I'm certain of in the Senate is that everyone's unified around protecting, America from the effects of Obamacare. Now it's a matter of process and procedures, and what Senator Cruz is doing is everything he can, I imagine, to accomplish those goals of keeping the government open and protecting America from Obamacare. So, I'm not as familiar with the Senate procedures as they are, but I know his motives are pure, and his intent is to accomplish those goals that we're behind.
Sure. Well, the conventional wisdom is that the filibuster won't work. Harry Reid will strip your provision out, and then they'll go ahead and kick it back to the House. If they take out the defund, would the House members on the Republican side then vote perhaps on a bill that would delay Obamacare?
I would say that, first of all, I don't want to dismiss what the Senate may or may not do. I hear a lot of media act as if they're not important in this part of the process, but when we outline those Democrat senators who are in tough seats right now, up for re-election, as well as some others who are retiring from red states, I think the Senate has an important role to play here, and I want to watch that play out before the House responds. But our objectives are real clear. Let's keep the government open and protect our constituents, and there are multiple ways we can do that. But the first step is see how the Senate acts.
All right, and they should take a vote tomorrow sometime. All right, Congressman Tom Graves, Republican from Georgia. Sir, thanks for joining us today from Atlanta.
You bet. Thank you.
All right.